Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. So we listening everyone, we have explained the three different styles of qiyas, of arguments, of istidlal. And we've said number one is qiyas, and number two is istiqra, and number three is tamthil. Right? What is qiyas? Simple syllogistic argument. Istiqra is coming up with a result after surveying numerous cases of something. And tamthil is finding some kind of comparison between two and coming up with some conclusion. Shark, for example, sharks in the water breathe the H2O that's in the water. There is oxygen in water, isn't there? Is there oxygen in water? Right? So shark and whales also breathe oxygen in water. Do they? No, they don't. They don't. Can we say therefore that, animals in the sea are like this? No. Do all animals in the sea have gills? Do all animals in the sea breathe air? Or like, it was a bad example. Yeah. I try to get myself out of this situation. Yeah. So that's what we mean by analogy. That's what we mean by analogy. Trying to find some kind of comparison between one thing and another thing, and assuming we can come up with, paying attention everyone, assuming we can come up with a right conclusion, but we'll shoot ourselves in the foot if we do so, right? And this is where, remember what I said, Abu Hanifa fell into a lot of mistakes because he introduced qiyas as one of the sources of legislation in Islamic fiqh, according to the Hanafi school. And in the debate that Imam as-Sadiq alayhi salam had with Abu Hanifa, he slapped him 60 times so hard he couldn't recover. But of course, it's only for a sensible person to think of such. If you've seen the if you've read the debate between Imam as-Sadiq alayhi salam and Abu Hanifa, he says to him, okay, which is more important, Salah or Sawm? Abu Hanifa straight away says, Salah is more important. Then Imam as-Sadiq alayhi salam says, okay, in the case of a woman and her monthly cycle, does she need to repeat her Salah? He said, no. Does she need to repeat her Sawm? He said, yes. Then how could Salah be more important than Sawm if she doesn't need to be repeating her Salah? Deenullah, the hadith says, Deenullah la yuqasu bil-uqul. You can't look at the Sharia with a purely rational mind, because the realm of Sharia is not the realm of reason and rationality and logic. The realm of Sharia is ta'abbud, is doing so submissively for the sake of knowing that this comes from God. Or else you're going to have many problems if you start wanting to use your intellectual reasoning when it comes to ahkam al-shara. Why do you have to go anti-clockwise around the Kaaba? Why can't you go clockwise? Why do you have to do things bil maghlub? Why can't you do it the proper way? Why does it have to start here and it has to end here? Why does it have to be there and it can't be anywhere else? And many other kind of examples that should we use something like qiyas, it's going to be bad. Qiyas in what meaning? In the logic meaning or in the fiqhi meaning? In the fiqhi meaning. Is there any problem with qiyas in logic? No. The asas, the foundation of logic is qiyas. But what do we refer to that kind of batil thing in fiqh? What do we call it here in logic? Tamthil. That's what we call it. We call it tamthil. And tamthil for certain things could be good, could be useful in conveying an argument, right? But it's not really carrying that much of strength. Now, in the case of number one with qiyas, we know that it is a series of propositions formulated in a certain way, right? From the minor premise to the major premise, that should they be correct, right, you will have to accept the conclusion. You will have to accept the conclusion. Yani it will be necessary for you to acknowledge and accept the natija. If your collecting and combining of the minor and major premise is done in the right way, right? Now this kind of qiyas, right? We can see that qiyas in its primary division is divided into two types. One is called qiyas iqtirani, and the second is called qiyas istithna'i. Maha, don't you have any books? Why not? Okay. Ibrahim, give a set of books, please. One logic and one theology. Qiyas iqtirani and qiyas istithna'i. Hissa will explain what they are. Right? Start reading, please. Hajj Mustafa.
Syllogism. Definition. A compilation composed of propositions where, if they were accepted, it will necessitate by its essence another necessary proposition. Their compilation must be composed of more than one proposition when it is accepted, which means if we suppose that the person conducting the syllogism,
I think they're up there, Ibrahim. Yeah.
If we suppose that the person conducting the syllogism accepts the premises, he must accept the conclusion.
Yeah.
In that the form of the qiyas binds in itself anyone who accepts the premises.
So do you accept the minor premise? Yes, that's right. The major premise? Yes, you're right. Then the conclusion is this: no, you're wrong. No, it can't be like that. You can't do that. The minor premise, major premise, of course, ghasban alik, you're going to have to accept the Yeah, just you're going to have to accept the natija, the conclusion. Carry on.
Divisions of syllogism. Conjunctive syllogism, iqtirani.
Conjunctive iqtirani. You want to write these that down in Arabic as well? Let me just write it. Al-qiyas al-iqtirani. Al-qiyas al-istithna'i.
Syllogism where its conclusion or the opposite of it are not actually mentioned in the premises, like saying A equals B, B equals C, therefore A is equal to C. Or the opposite of it are not actually mentioned in the premises, like saying.
Okay, listening. Minor premise, major premise, conclusion. It's always going to be 3 lines. Sughra, kubra, natija. Sughra, kubra, natija. Right? Sughra khanum, kubra khanum, natija. Sughra, kubra, natija. Minor premise, major premise, conclusion. Right? What's mentioned in the minor premise, right, is not repeated completely in the major premise. And what's mentioned in the minor premise, in the major premise, sorry, is not mentioned in the major premise. And vice versa. No, that's wrong. By the way, that's wrong. A equals B, that's wrong. A equals C.
That's why they got confused.
What?
I knew exactly what I was saying.
Did you say C?
Yeah.
Okay, so say something, lad.
I did. You made the mistake. Was it?
No, I made the mistake. All right. So, all right. Yes. Therefore, so the minor is not completely mentioned in the conclusion. The major is not completely mentioned in the conclusion. The conclusion has a part of the minor and the part of the major, right? So A equals B, minor premise. B equals C, major premise. Therefore, A equals C in the conclusion. So B is wrong here. That's my fault. Now you were confused because... Yeah, okay. Okay. Carrying on, please, Hajj.
So the kind of syllogism can only be compiled by predication propositions and are called a predication conjunctive syllogism.
Yes.
They can be made up of predication or a conditional or 2 conditionals alone, where it will...
What did we say predication was? Haml, the mahmul, the predicates. Because in a sentence you've got the subject and you've got the predicates, the mawdu and the mahmul, right? So a predication conjunctive syllogism is al-qiyas al-iqtirani al-hamli. Right? And then the second one is going to be al-qiyas al-iqtirani al-sharti. Not shurti, sharti, conditional. Carry on.
This discussion is about predication conjunctive only, as it is the easiest and the most used in sciences.
So, conditional conjunctive proposition is al-qiyas al-iqtirani al-sharti. Make sure you write these down, please.
And with the conditional conjunctive, we will leave that for more extensive study.
All right, so we're not going to be talking about al-qiyas al-iqtirani al-sharti. We're only going to be talking about al-qiyas al-hamli only. Right? Al-qiyas al-iqtirani al-hamli.
Number 2, hypothetical al-istithna'i. A syllogism that its conclusion or its opposite is actually mentioned in the premises, like saying A equals B, so C equals D. But C is D, therefore A is equal to B. That doesn't make sense.
Why?
We already know A is equal to B. Why are you saying therefore A is equal to B?
No. No, that's wrong. No. It should be C is D.
But C is A. It should be but C is B. Therefore, C equals A.
I think, yeah, A is equal to B, so C is equal to B.
Therefore, A equals C.
No. All right, so just read that and then we'll argue what it is.
A is equal to B. I just did it again.
Oh, did you read it?
Carry on.
Hypothetical.
Yes.
It's supposed to be A is equal to B, so C is equal to D, but C is equal to A, therefore.
No. All right, everyone listening, please. A equals B, so C equals D. However, A is B. Write this down, please. However, A is B, so therefore C is D.
Okay. So I know what you're trying to say.
Now just fix it the way I did, please, and then we can argue about it, all right? Because I'm reading the Arabic. What?
You just restated
So
what it
instead
said.
of putting the A is equal to B, just put A is B.
A equals B, but C equals D. Is that right?
But C equals B, therefore D equals A.
No. But, no, so, but C equals D.
C equals B.
What?
It says here.
Oh no, but A is B. Sorry, but A is B. So therefore, C equals D. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, it's saying syllogism, its conclusion or its opposite is actually mentioned in the context.
A equals B. So C equals D. But A is B. So therefore C is D. Is that wrong, Saeed?
No, that's correct. It doesn't matter if in the but section whether you had but C equals D, including A equals B. So whether you change the second or the third line, but you know on the board right now.
No, that's wrong as well. No, that's right. No. Yeah, no, because we're trying to make a comparison between one and the other.
Yeah, but would it matter if your last one is A equals B?
Well, why would C equals D?
But because it's mathematical. Chef, the easiest way is with the word of the example.
All right, so that's what I'm going to ask you guys to do for your homework. But let's just fix this. Read that again, please. Who said LGBT? Did you say LGBT? Oh.
Okay, a syllogism that its conclusion or its opposite is actually mentioned in the premises. Like saying A equals B, so C is equal to B. But A is B, therefore C is D.
All right. Homework for everyone. Make sure you write this down. 5 examples of a qiyas iqtirani and 5 examples of a qiyas istithna'i. Yes, sister, you had your hand up?
But how does that mean a connection between the second
What do you mean?
Like how does A equal B and C equal B?
So that's why Nisar just said if we use an example of like words, it's better than just using these letters or numbers, right? It would be easier. But anyway, 5 examples of qiyas istiqra'i, 5 examples of qiyas istithna'i. Or 5 is that's not enough. 10? All right, 5. Yes, sister.
Isn't it short? If it's this, then it's this. Because you put it in that.
Yes.
Can't be C equals to D.
That's why no, it's not. That's why it's called. What do we call it? That's why we called it a. No, it's not a shart. It's not a shart. We're not going to be talking about shart. Qiyas. When qiyas. This is istithna'i. That's not. That's iqtirani. Yeah, I just got that wrong.
But why would C equal D just because A equals B?
No, it's saying if this is this, then this is this. But this is this, so therefore this has to be this. Right? Has to use that in a words, all right? And it'll get clearer. Right? It'll get clearer for me as well, because now I'm confused. You guys confused me. And I made all these spelling mistakes, which makes it even more difficult. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.